everybody, Tinman here. We're back with another showcase for you, and today we are looking at 10 essential New York hardcore records you should own. Now bear in mind this is my 10 and it may differ from your 10, so if it does, let me know in the comments. Sorry for the gravelly voice. I was out with my band tonight. We were playing a gig. I was doing backing vocals while doing drums, so I'm a little bit hoarse. So perfect for New York hardcore. So yeah, so this is my 10 essential New York hardcore records. Here we go. Number 10, and in no particular order, they're all great. I've just got to do it this way. Okay, number 10, Warzone. Don't forget the struggle, don't forget the streets. What a superb album. Absolute Warzone, man. What a band they were. They had, classic New York hardcore with a little bit of, I love what Warzone, they had the lead, they had the solos and stuff like that. Yeah, man. Classic Warzone. There you go. There's your back there. There's your band. Rabies there in the middle. R.I.P. Such a shame. Yeah. Luke there on drums. Cracking album. Some belters on this. Intro, Bust, Crazy But Not Insane, Fuck Your Attitude. As One, man. As One. What a track. We're the Crew. Of course, Don't Forget the Struggle, Don't Forget the Streets. In the Mirror, Skinhead Youth, Judgment Day. Every one on this is superb. This is an essential New York hardcore record you need. This is a Revelation Records reissue. This is the one with the fancy little print on it and stuff like that. The original is pure white or cream, depending on which, like Caroline Records, or depending which one you get. But this is a Rev reissue, and it has the red Rev logo. I think this one is the blue one. This is the blue press. I'm not going to get all the records out. We're just talking about the essential albums rather than looking at the vinyl. We've all seen, if you're watching this and you love New York hardcore, then you've seen these anyway. But yeah, man, Warzone, an essential New York hardcore record that it easily is. It's one of those game changer albums. All these are game changers anyway. But yeah, this is superb stuff. Rabies, man, he was a bit of a revolutionary frontman who just was. Yeah, man. I wish I got to see him. I never got to saw him, unfortunately, in the UK. They came to the UK in '95, and I think it was '95 they did the UK tour there. They did the world tour, whatever they did. But I didn't go. In '95, I just got into sick of it all in '95. I was a little bit later with Warzone. I think it was about '97 when the Sound of Revolution album came out. Was that '96? That's the album I got into Warzone. But that being said, that's a great album. This though is their the cream of the crop. Yeah, man. Warzone. Don't forget the struggle. Don't forget the streets. Classic. That's number 10. Number 9. Oh, this one's a belter. Leeway, Born to Expire. I was very late to the game with Leeway. I must admit, I always knew the front cover, I knew the font, I knew the name, and I knew of them, and I'd listened to a bit of them, but I never really got into them until a lot later. When I finally sat down and listened to this record, I was like, holy shit, this is monumental crossover. All the bands nowadays sound like these. Every band now that you hear is very, in fact they're a little bit more beat downy, crunchy, but they're definitely inspired by Leeway. Leeway were just way ahead of their time as it comes to crossover, the thrash hardcore. It's great stuff. There's your back cover, and obviously we lost Eddie recently. R.I.P. Eddie. Yeah, man, such a shame. But this album, wow. Side 1, Rise and Fall. Oh, that slow bass, the damn, absolute, what an intro. Mark of the Squealer was an absolute belter. On the Outside is one of my favourites. That riff at the beginning there, or in the chorus, I think that's On the Outside. I think that's track 4. Yeah, Enforcer, classic, just classic. Marathon, Born to Expire, Self Defense, Unexpected. It's just an absolute beast of an album. And if you're new to this channel and you haven't really heard New York hardcore, all the ones I'm suggesting to you, wow, just pick one and go with it. This one especially, superb stuff, man. This was a Reality Records reissue. This is a red press. Now the beauty thing about this is this comes with live tracks at the end of side 2, and the beauty thing about it is it's Mackie on the drums when Mackie was in Leeway for a bit. Oh, it's a treat. It is an absolute treat. So yeah, man, Leeway, Born to Expire, number 9, essential crossover thrash hardcore. The best, man, the best. There we go. Number 8. Is it a New York hardcore list without Gorilla Biscuits? Well, of course, it has to be Gorilla Biscuits. Gorilla Biscuits, Start Today. Superb album. Very melodic, very not your typical New York hardcore, but I think that's why Gorilla Biscuits was so inspiring to so many, and they were so, like, what's the word? Perfect for people, because they were like, oh, I like it. It's more melodic, you know. It's just a great album. Released on Rev Records. This is a reissue. This is the glow in the dark variant. Got the nice green reissue Rev logo. This one has the embossed font. I don't know if you can see it in the light there, but the actual font is embossed on the glow in the dark. Now, I got this glow in the dark years ago. It was a Rev, what was it, exclusive or something like that. I bought it, and to be fair, it sounds like shit. It does. Glow in the dark records do not sound good. They're like picture discs. They're shit. Anyway, with that aside, what an album. Track listings on the back. Superb. Start Today. No, we're jumping to Start Today. Start Today side 2. New Direction. The classic intro. Brilliant. Stand Still. Good Intentions. Things We Say. Now we can say Start Today. Great track. Two Sides is a great one. Competition. Time Flies. Cats and Dogs, man. R.I.P. Alex as well. We lost him as well. Too many people in the New York hardcore scene we've lost, man. But yeah, Start Today is essential, upbeat New York hardcore. You know, it's got that melodicness to it. It's Walter on the guitar, man. Walt is the man. You know, yeah, it's just great. It's just great stuff, man. You've definitely got to get yourself into some Gorilla Biscuits. Start Today, superb stuff. So that's 10, 9, 8. Number 7, another crossover classic, Chom Mags, The Age of Quarrel. Look at that. Now this is a copy. I think this is a bootleg. I don't think this is an official. It's Rock Hotel Records, GWR Records. I think it's a boot. Now this was a gift off my mate 180 grams on Instagram. He'd seen that I tried to buy this from Discogs, and the seller just said, sorry dude, I haven't got it anymore. I was devastated, and he just said, what's your address? And he sent it to me for nothing. He literally, what a guy, dude, what a guy. Shout out to 180 grams for doing that. But yeah, man, this album is, it's getting worse. Okay, cool. This album is, what would you call it? I don't know. It's like everything's a game changer in this list, but this is something about Age of Quarrel that just has something. I think I'm obviously as a drummer, I love Mackie's drums in it. Mackie's drums is in anything he does. I always think it's great stuff, but the tracks on this are just something else. So what have you got? So on the back there, you got the band there before they all fell out. And then, of course, track listings. So we've got We Gotta Know. I mean, that intro, that is the intro. I remember seeing a band locally in my local, one of my local venues, and they came on with that. And it was just like, wow. You know, you're hooked instantly. It's the bum-ba-dun, bam-di-ga-din-din. It's just so, it's the groove, isn't it? It's the groove. It's the crossover groove. It's so good. World Peace, brilliant. Show You No Mercy, of course. Malfunction, everyone loves that. Survival of the Streets, It's the Limit, that's a favourite. The fast beat, that's superb, man. Hard Times, everyone knows Hard Times. You know, Wild Band even covers it. You know what I mean? Bit of Chom Mags, there you go. Bit of Mags. Don't Tread on Me, Life of My Own, Sign of the Times. There's every track's great. I always thought the production of this sounds weird though. The drums sound overproduced to me. I don't know if that's anyone else in the hardcore scene watching this thinks that, but the snare doesn't sound right. It sounds weird. You know what I mean? I don't know. But yeah, an essential one. Chom Mags, Age of Quarrel, superb stuff. Number 6. Crown of Thorns, Mentally Vexed, NYHC. Very overlooked album, personally. I think Crown of Thorns don't get as much love as they should have at the time. Now it's Crown of Thorns with a Z, not an S. Don't get confused. Mentally Vexed is a, you know, the term mentally vexed. I mean, we all feel it. You know, every day somebody, you know, something vexes you mentally. It's just a cracking title. Artwork, weird. I've always thought it was weird, but I kind of like it. I don't know. It's got like a logo and a logo and another logo and all this around the side. It's crazy. You know, that's something you wouldn't really do now as artwork, but at the time, looking at it, it's great. So back there, I think this is original press. This one, yeah, this is an original press from Another Planet Records when they were releasing the good stuff. There's your band there, old Danny Diablo, Isaac, whatever he's called nowadays, I don't know. But their tracks on this are great. Ice Pick, oh man, what a starter, superb. God of Government, Lovesick's great. Juggernauts, a re-recording from Train Yard Blues. No Remorse is a great track. What we got on side 2, all good. Unemployed's a great one. Mentally Vexed, Shattered Dreams. Now, the beauty thing about this is if you have the vinyl, you get this. You don't get this on CD. You get Head Check re-recorded from Train Yard Blues, and you don't get that on the CD. So I bought this years ago now, but when I finally got it on vinyl and put it on, Head Check came on. I was like, I know this. This is off Train Yard Blues. Looked and was like, oh my god, it's an extra track. That's why vinyl, man, it's the bee's knees. It is the bee's knees. Yeah, Crown of Thorns with a Z, man. Love and hate go together like a needle and thread. Superb lyrics, man. Superb. I love Crown of Thorns. Saw him at Epa Fest 2015. Could have been 2014. I don't know. But Crown of Thorns were on the bill and Scarhead was on the bill. And Crown of Thorns played the outdoor stage and Scarhead played the indoor stage. It was a great to finally see Crown of Thorns and Scarhead on the same day. It was great, and they played all the greats off this. Essential New York hardcore. This is like Danny Diablo or Isaac as he's down on here. So this is when Isaac's voice was a little bit higher because when he went into the Scarhead, he sounds a bit more like this, you know, a bit more gravelly. So this was like early Crown of Thorns, and it really it's another melodic one, and it's bypassed. It needs to be heard more. Crown of Thorns, man, Mentally Vexed, superb stuff. Right, 5. This one I don't have on vinyl, which I'm a little bit disappointed about, but it is Sick of It All's Blood, Sweat and No Tears, the game changer for Sick of It All. And you know, they've got so many good albums, but this one is I can't even describe it. It unbelievable at the time. You know, I didn't get it until way later, but this was superb. I don't have it on vinyl, unfortunately. It was back in the day. A while ago, it was a decent price, but for some reason lately, seems to on vinyl. This has shot up £80 to £100 for it, and I will get it one day. I just haven't bit the bullet just yet, but I definitely need this on vinyl to go with the other ones. So, back cover there. Classic tracks, the original lineup with Richie on bass, unbelievable. The Blood and the Sweat, clobbering time, pay the price. Give Respect, Breeders of Hate, they never play that. Push Too Far is great. Friends Like You, Bullshit Justice, Rat Pack, they don't play Rat Pack anymore. I used to love it when they played Rat Pack. G.I. Joe, Head Stomp, My Life, they still play that one. World Full of Hate, Injustice System, No Labels. It's just a monumental album for Sick of It All. It really was, you know. I mean, I think you've even got if you look carefully, he's in here somewhere, you can actually see some other New York hardcore heads in the cover. Where is it now? I'm sure Walter's in here from Gorilla Biscuits. Yeah, there he is. There's Walter. I knew I'd see it. I remembered he was in it. Walter's there. There's loads of other people in there, but this was the In Effect, brought out in Effect, the original. Now I've got to give props and shout out to Lou from Sick of It All, because at the minute he's battling cancer, and there is a GoFundMe, and I'll put the link down below. So if you can help out in any way, shape or form, Sick of It All would really appreciate it, because they're not touring while Lou's battling this horrible disease. So shout out Sick of It All, and a big shout out Sick of It All for having my band Chain of Survival on their last tour around the UK. It means the world to us that you took us under your wing and let us play around the UK with you. So yeah, superb, man. Sick of It All. What can be said about Sick of It All except kings of New York hardcore, still going, never stopped, unbelievable. So there you go. Number 4, this album was on rotation for me for years and years, and still is. Biohazard's Urban Discipline. What an album, what a band. Back together now with this lineup as well. And saw them in the early 90s, saw them in a excuse me, saw them in a local venue, and it was rammed to the rafters. You had Downset supporting, then Dog Eat Dog, and then Biohazard. What a gig. What an unbelievable gig. This was a reissue recently on Run Out Groove. Now with Run Out Groove, what you had to do is, it was one of them vote ones. You voted to see if you could, if they get enough votes, they'll press it basically. So I voted, and then I waited 2 years, must be 2 years at least, before they pressed it. But I'm one of these nerds that if I order a vinyl, I'll just happily sit and wait, because it will come eventually. There's no point emailing the company and going, where's my record? I've sent this money ages ago, where is it? It'll come. These record labels don't, unless they're something, like certain record labels, they don't have a plant. They send them off to other places and they get them to make them. So it's shit rolls downhill, you know what I mean? It sort of thing. So you just have to wait. So it came, and here it is, and it's superb. The beauty about this was it's numbered. I've got number 318. Now this was the beautiful orange vinyl, orange marble. Came with a big fold out poster, which is practically that image there, but with Biohazard down the bottom. It's really nice. Tracks on this: Chamber Spins 3, superb. Punishment, Shades of Grey, the videos, Black and White and Red All Over. I used to watch the Dynamo live version of that over and over with the water cannons, and oh man, it was a game changer. I think Black and White and Red All Over was that Dynamo live one was the first time I'd heard it. So then you got Man with a Promise, Urban Discipline, Loss, Wrong Side of the Tracks. Personally, my favourite, because Deluxe's nice little drum groove at the beginning and midway through. Love it. Absolutely love it. Mistaken Identity, We're Going to Die from Our Arrogance, Bad Religion cover, Tears of Blood. On this you get Hold My Own, which was a digipack only. I remember I've got the CD digipack still, and that was on that. But with this as well, because it's a recent reissue through Run Out Groove and Roadrunner, you get Business, Urban Discipline, Loss, and Black and White Red All Over demos at the end. So that is really cool. If you can get hold of this, I think it's still available. Get yourself it, man. This one's gatefold, so while I'm here, I'll show you the gatefold. Just like the digipack. Classic logo. Nearly got that tattooed on me, but never did. Do I regret that? I don't know. Anyway, there you go. Okay. Number 3. Number 3. Next up, it is the classic Set It Off by Madball. Their debut, full-length album, that is. Recently just had its 30th anniversary, so it's 30 years old. I remember when this dropped, or I remember it just come out, possibly, because I'd seen the video for Down by Law, and I was like, whoa, what is this? I just got into Sick of It All. I just got into Biohazard, and then this dropped, and it was like, wow, this was monumental. So yeah, what an album cover, eh? Superb stuff. There you go. Madball on the back. Classic original lineup with Vinny, Matt Wildcard Henderson there, Shepler on drums, obviously Freddie and Hoyer. There's only Freddie original member now, I think. But yeah, man, this album. Oh, wow. Another Roadrunner release. This is an original as well. Set It Off, man. That open. Nothing beats it. Lockdown's a great one. I always had a soft spot for the track New York City. Superb stuff. Never had it. Cross Your Face, Down by Law video, Face to Face, Smell the Bacon, What's With You, The World Is Mine, Get Out. There's so many on here. There's so many. And because of getting into Madball, I got into AF. So I did it the backwards way around. I got into Madball and was like, wow, there's all this AF stuff because obviously Freddie's related to Roger. Got into AF. Wow. Opened up the game. Literally, yeah, man. New York hardcore staple. Set it off. It just needs to be got, man. I'm glad I got this. I'm glad I got the original as well. The original press. It's been reissued a few times since, but can't beat the originals. Can't beat the originals. Okay, number 2. Now this, you might not agree with me here, and if you don't, let me know in the comments. I know the band will not agree with me, but I think this is a New York hardcore record. They won't agree with me, but I think it is. Life of Agony's River Run Red, another original pressing. Thank you very much. Now, the band themselves have said we're not a New York hardcore band. They've never really stated that, but I think this record is. It's just got so much. Yeah, it's got more groove and it's got a lot of metal into it, but so is obviously like Leeway, Chom Mags from before it. This album was, I've got the skull tattooed on my leg with it says "Colder Than Ever," because this album was just unbelievable at the time. This and like Biohazard, Madball, even Dog Eat Dog, the All Borough Kings and stuff like that. When they came out, it was just like wow. And this was, look at that. That is still now a graphic image, It deals with a lot, this album, it really does. But on this, you've got This Time, that opening riff, superb stuff. Underground was always a big fan of that track. I was never a fan of the days of the week. You had Monday, then you had Thursday, then you had Friday. Friday always used to upset me a little bit because it's what he does, which is related to this picture. I don't know why. It was always like, oh, I don't want to listen to that. I get where they were going from with, spreading the word of like, suicide and stuff like that. And, people struggle. The river runs red, shall we say. But, yeah, I was never a fan of them. When I had it on CD, I would always skip it. Sorry, I would. But then you got River Runs Red, the track. Now that is a superb track. Through and Through was like the video, and that was the introduction to them. That video still now to me is so well done, so well put together. I love it. I love a good music video. I love editing stuff like that. So when I see music videos from that back then, I'm like, yes, that's how you do a music video. Words and music's great. Bad Seed, Method of Groove, that riff on Method of Groove, man. And this album's from 93, isn't it? Yeah, because this is original. This is 1993. It's so old, but so essential. I call it New York hardcore. You might, and the band might say no, there's others, but to me, this was. So there you go. Life of Agony, River Runs Red. Number 1. This has to be, not as a number 1 as in this has to be the number 1 because it's the number 1 album, but I think I kept this to the end because number 1, because it is a game changer. It is. And it is Agnostic Front's Victim in Pain. This album, man, I think it's less than 15 minutes? How many tracks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 tracks in less than 15 minutes. This, they wrote the book. They wrote the book on New York hardcore with this album. They really did. And I'm just trying to get there you go, show you the font there. If you look closely, it is the actual front cover image. But what they've done is they've used is it Combat Core? I can't remember. Was it Combat Core covers? And intertwined them both. And you've got the original image there, but you've got the embossed Agnostic Front with Victim in Pain on the front there. This is a Bridge 9 reissue from 2023. I'll never see an original. And if I do, it's a lot of money, basically. So I'm happy with this reissue. This is on nice clear smoke, which is really nice. But this album, man, they wrote the book. They were there when it all started, weren't they, with this? So, of course, side A, Victim in Pain. Another one my band covers because we just love it. Remind Them, Blind Justice, man. Last Warning, Uniting Strong Power, Fascist Attitudes, Your Mistake, With Time. Everything on this album is superb. Now, AF have still, they're still releasing stuff. I love AF because every album is different. They've never stuck to one thing. If they did 18 albums of Victim in Pain, you'd be bored of it. So the fact that they change styles every album is superb. But this, for me, I remember listening to this. I had it on I thought, do you know what? I thought I had it for this thing, and luckily I've got the vinyl anyway. But I had a Cause for Alarm and Victim in Pain double CD for years, and I used to listen to. I do listen to Cause for Alarm, but I always used to listen to Victim in Pain. For me, it was the punky rawness, the aggressive hardcore of it. You know, it was just, yeah, it's essential New York hardcore. If you're going to start anywhere with New York hardcore, you've got to start with AF, man. Victim in Pain is just, you know, there needs to be a band called Victim in Pain. I can't believe there's no band called Victim in Pain. You know what I mean? It needs to happen. But yeah, man, Victim in Pain. Now, there's my 10 essential New York hardcore records you should own. I know Judge isn't in there. I know Youth of Today isn't in there. Killing Time and stuff like that. But these are just my essential 10. If you disagree, let me know in the comments. Let's discuss. I love talking New York hardcore. It's very close and very, very dear. You know, I might be across the other side of the world. I've never been to New York, but the music scene has shaped a lot of like my influences and everything I've done. So yeah, New York hardcore for me is a staple of my youth, really, of growing up. You know, I'm nearly 50 now, so I still love it. I still love it, man. It's great stuff. So there you go. There's my 10 essential New York hardcore records. I'll do a part 2 because I think there's way more New York hardcore records out there that you need to hear. And they're going to be more obscure for part 2. Yes, they will. So there you go. Hope you've enjoyed it. And until next time, we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.